Every time we hear of a new cyber attack, every time we hear somebody's been breached and it makes the news, we hear words like a sophisticated cyber attack took down the MGM, a sophisticated cyber attack, incredibly difficult, took down the Colonial Pipeline. You always hear those words sophisticated, when the reality is they weren't. The reason you hear those words is because nobody wants to say, we messed up. We didn't secure our environment properly. No one's going to say, someone just walked through the front door because it was wide open. So instead of saying that, you hear words like sophisticated, nation-state, nation-backed. The reality is the word is very, very simple. Now, before I begin, zero trust. The future of endpoint security, the future of security is zero trust. Now, what does zero trust mean? Does it mean the user can't do their job? Absolutely not. Does it mean nothing's going to work in your environment? Absolutely not. It means grant access where access is required. Whether it's to an application, a user, a device, a service, doesn't really matter. Only grant access where it's required. And we start off by saying what applications are needed, what do they need to do, and detection becomes the validation tool, not our first line of defense. Now, the cybercrime industry is worth billions of dollars, and according to Statistica, growing rapidly every single year and expected to continue to grow. Interesting fact, the cybercrime industry now is worth more than the endpoint security industry was when we started ThreatLocker. So we ran a webinar series, 100 days, and the goal was we want to stop as many cyber attacks as possible. We want to make the life of cyber criminals as difficult as possible, and we want to do this without killing your guys' approval rating. I'm going to start with why on this. We all know we should have a password-protected screensaver. The first argument you'll hear is, I'm at home, who's going to go on my computer and use my computer? Well, I used to be an ethical hacker, and I would write a reverse shell, I would send someone that reverse shell, and get someone on the front desk to open it, or whoever, and then they'd click on it. Now, if I start using that reverse shell to steal data from that computer right away, move laterally, RDP to the server, what's going to happen? Bob's going to call the IT department and go, my computer's going crazy, and then they're going to detect me and remove me from the environment. Most attackers wait until you go home. If you leave your computer unlocked, you make their life so much easier. Put a GPO in place, use ThreatLocker, it doesn't matter. Turn on a screensaver lock policy. It's going to make a big difference. It costs nothing. And if your users get mad about having to log in every time they walk away from the desk, put it for an hour. I mean, an hour is pretty reasonable. You're not going to have to do it through the whole day. And if you take over an hour for lunch, tough. You're going to have to put your password in again. But it can make a big difference, because if someone gets on a machine, the difference between, hey, they got on the machine, or they actually managed to infiltrate your entire network, could be the difference between that screen locking. This one, again, I want to start with the why. We're not worried about someone walking into your data center, picking up your server, taking it, unplugging the hard drives, and stealing the data. However, you get really good security tools. First thing an attacker's going to do is shut down that virtual machine, mount the hard drive, rip the security tools off, reboot the virtual machine. Make sure you turn BitLocker on your servers. It doesn't cost anything. And for most people, it's going to make no difference. Now, if you do have a SQL server that's processing 2 million connections per minute, make sure you do testing and everything. But for most Active Directory domain controllers, small business services, just turn it on. It doesn't cost anything. The only downside is if someone blue screens the planet, you're going to have to enter that 64-character key on all your servers, which kind of sucks. You have the ability to give users alternatives, so access to a store. So when you block that PDF Elements PDF writer made in China, you can say, you can't do that, but you can use Adobe, you can use QPDF, and here's your alternatives. And you can set this at the MSP level, which makes it easy for users to download, self-elevate, without you getting bothered by the users. And we've got a full endpoint detection and response tool, which is backed up by our managed detection and response. We added a new feature. It's currently in beta, but it's coming out of beta soon. You can turn it on. There's no risk other than you being told something's wrong that isn't. It's called Defense Against Configuration. So what we realized is we've got 70,000 companies using ThreatLocker, and we've got about 120-something reported cyber attacks. Every single one of them had their configuration wrong. So we started building a system that tells you, is your configuration wrong? And it scans 170 checks on every endpoint, but not just ThreatLocker, Windows configuration. So it will say you have macros enabled. It will check FedRAMP's compliance. It will show you what framework it aligns with. So this is a HIPAA violation. This is this. This helps you. It will send you an email every day saying you've got 8 critical, 4 high, whatever the numbers may be, violations in your environment. So I would recommend, if you're using ThreatLocker, it's going to come out of beta and you'll get it soon anyways. Make sure you get that email every day. Guys, if you haven't done a demo of ThreatLocker, you just want to see the new stuff, please, I know we don't get any booth time here, but scan the QR code, go to ThreatLocker.com, book a demo, see anyone with a blue shirt out there, grab them and say, hey, we want to talk to you and look at this. And if you're using ThreatLocker and you just want to look at your own configuration, they can set up a call and go through this with you, and it's going to be very, very honest. Again, if you like, or your tech's like real techie trade shows, Zero Trust World in March is a really cool event in Orlando, Florida. March, February, the only time to come to Orlando. 70 degrees, blue skies. It's worth it as well. I always make 3 promises, and you should have the same promises to your customers. The first thing is, we're going to tell you what you need to do. To the best of our ability, we're going to tell you where your security weaknesses are, and that's one of the reasons of DAC. And one of our customers asked us to turn off DAC so they didn't get told about it. It's like, we're not going to do that. We're going to tell you where your weaknesses are. We're going to tell you the best way to solve those weaknesses, and we're going to build the best tools and deliver the best solutions for those weaknesses that do not upset you. That's our commitment to you. We're going to make it easy. We're going to make it fast. We're going to tell you exactly what to do. We will deliver that to you, and that's my recommendation to you. Go to your customers and deliver those same 3 promises, because at the end of the day, if you go out of business today, it's probably because of a cyber attack, and that the same applies to your customers. Thank you very much, everybody.